Whoa. Remember that gut punch feeling? The one that leaves you breathless? That's exactly how it hit me. 3 years. 3 incredible years with Sarah, a woman who made every day feel like a fairy tale. She was amazing, seriously. But then, one Tuesday evening, the fairy tale ended. Abruptly. Brutal. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't infidelity. It was money. She left me for someone richer. This isn't a sob story, it's a story of survival. A story about picking up the pieces when your world shatters because of a financial disparity. You think you've seen heartbreak? Get ready. We laughed until our stomachs hurt. We built a life together, brick by brick. We had dreams, big ones, small ones. They all involved us. This isn't just some fleeting romance. This was real, deep, and the memories. They're still vivid, sharp, achingly beautiful, even now. Then came the words, the ones that ripped through me like a jagged knife. "It's not you," she said. "It's him. He can give me the life I want. The life she wanted. Not our life. Not the one we'd built together, based on love, not on bank accounts." It was a cold, calculating decision, laid bare with brutal honesty. A financial equation replacing a love equation. It felt surreal, like a bad dream. The next few weeks were a blur. Grief, anger, self-doubt gnawed at me. I questioned everything. My job suffered. Friends tried to help, but sometimes their words just felt like salt in a gaping wound. My apartment felt empty, echoing with the absence of her laughter. My confidence plummeted. This wasn't just a breakup. It was an identity crisis. But slowly, I started therapy, leaned on my support system, picked up old hobbies, and found new ones. I rediscovered myself, away from the shadow of her leaving. I started running again. I focused on my work. I realized my worth wasn't tied to her choices or to anyone's bank balance. It was inherent, this experience. It's taught me invaluable lessons about self-love, self-worth, and the fleeting nature of material possessions. Real wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in experiences, in love, and in resilience. I'm still healing, but I'm stronger now. More focused, more appreciative. The future feels bright. Uncertain, yes, but bright. Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's support each other. Remember, you're not alone. Subscribe for more videos. And please, if you're struggling, reach out for help. You deserve happiness, independent of anyone else's wealth. You are worthy, you are loved, and you will heal. Okay, so we've talked about the gut punch, the disbelief. Now, let's rewind. Let's go back to us, before everything crumbled, because this wasn't some fleeting fling. This was real. Look at this picture. That's us, Yosemite. Summer 22. Pure, unadulterated joy. We spent 3 amazing weeks there, hiking, laughing, just being. And the videos, oh man, we were unstoppable. Remember that crazy karaoke night? We were a team, a partnership, a best friend relationship, even more than lovers. She was my rock, my confidant, my partner in crime. We built a life together, small moments, big dreams, shared secrets, inside jokes that still make me smile, even now. These weren't just dates, they were memories etched into my soul. This wasn't a superficial connection. This was love. And that's the brutal truth, the heart-wrenching part. Losing her was losing a piece of myself. Seeing these pictures, these videos, it's like a punch to the gut all over again. But it's also a reminder of what was, a reminder of the depth of what we had, and that makes the loss even harder to bear. But I needed to share this, to show you the real us, to show you why this hurt so damn much. Because this wasn't just some shallow relationship that ended. This was a life shattered. So, the moment, the breakup. It wasn't a dramatic screaming match, thankfully. More like a quiet bomb detonating. We were at our usual coffee shop. She looked different, strained, and then it came. the words that would shatter my world. She said she needed more financial security, more stability. She didn't sugarcoat it. She laid it out there, raw and unflinching. The disparity between our incomes, she explained, was becoming a chasm she couldn't bridge. It wasn't about love, she insisted, or at least not the lack of it. She said she loved me, but she couldn't ignore the constant stress, the worry about making ends meet, the feeling of holding me back. She spoke of a future she envisioned, a life she felt she couldn't achieve with me, a future filled with the comforts and luxuries that her new perspective demanded. It wasn't about me being inadequate, she claimed. It was about her feeling inadequate. Inadequate for her own ambitions, inadequate for her imagined future. It felt cold, clinical, almost calculated. But there was no anger, no malice in her eyes, just exhaustion, a weary resignation. I sat there, stunned, processing the finality of it all, the cold, hard truth that money, for her, had trumped everything else. Everything. The connection, the laughter, us. The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. I remember thinking, this can't be real. This is a bad dream. But it wasn't. It was brutal, stark reality. And it was over. Just like that. The quiet finality of it was almost more painful than a screaming match could have ever been. The calm delivery made it feel even more real, more inescapable. It was a precise surgical strike to the heart, leaving me reeling from the unexpected precision. Okay, so, the aftermath. That's where things really got messy. It wasn't just sadness, it was a whirlwind. One minute I was numb, just staring at the wall, replaying her words like a broken record. He's richer, she said. More stable. Those words, man, they echoed. The anger came next, a hot, burning rage. Not at her, exactly. More at the whole situation. The injustice of it. All those memories, all that love, tossed aside for a bigger bank account. It felt cheap, demeaning. Then came the confusion. I questioned everything, my worth, my attractiveness. Was I really that replaceable? Self-doubt gnawed at me, whispering insidious lies. I started second-guessing every decision, every conversation we ever had. Was it all a sham? Socially, I withdrew. Nights out with friends felt wrong. Their laughter stung. Their happy relationships felt like a painful reminder of my loss. Work became a blur. I couldn't focus. Deadlines loomed, emails piled up. My usually sharp mind felt foggy, distracted by this constant ache in my chest. Even simple things like going to the grocery store felt overwhelming. Everywhere I looked, it felt like she was missing. My apartment, once filled with laughter and shared moments, felt hollow, echoing with silence. It was like a physical manifestation of my emotional state, empty and broken. But here's the thing. I didn't let myself wallow. I fought back, slowly, painfully, step by step. I knew dwelling on self-pity wouldn't help. I had to find a way out of this darkness. And that's the next part of the story. Okay, so the dust has settled. The initial shock? Gone. The anger? Mostly. But the journey hasn't ended. It's led me to something incredible, healing. And that's what this next part is all about, my comeback story. It wasn't easy, folks. Honestly, it felt like climbing Mount Everest barefoot. The first few months were a blur of therapy sessions. Talking about it all, unpacking those emotions, was like finally airing out a stuffy room. My therapist, bless her soul, helped me see things from a new perspective. It wasn't about blaming her, it was about understanding me, understanding my own worth. But therapy wasn't the only thing. I leaned on my amazing support system, my family, my closest friends. They were my lifeline, their hugs, their laughter, their unwavering belief in me. It saved me. Seriously. Remember those nights I wouldn't answer the phone? Yeah, those. They stuck with me anyway. Then came the hobbies. Remember how I used to love painting? I picked it up again. It wasn't just a distraction. It became a form of self-expression. a way to pour all those messy emotions onto canvas. And guess what? I'm actually pretty good now. I've even started selling some pieces. Who knew? It's been about rediscovering myself. I started going to the gym, not to impress anyone, but to impress myself. To feel strong, physically and mentally. I've joined a book club, something I'd always wanted to do but never found the time for. I'm connecting with people on a deeper level, building new friendships. It's amazing how much you can grow through adversity. This whole experience has been a massive lesson in self-love and personal growth. I've learned to prioritize my well-being, to recognize my own strengths, to understand that my worth isn't tied to someone else's bank account or their opinion of me. It's about what's inside, my character, my resilience, my spirit. And that, my friends, is priceless. So yes, she left me for someone richer. But I found something far more valuable, myself. A stronger, wiser, more confident version of myself. And that's something no amount of money can buy. Okay, so we've been through the roller coaster, the heartbreak, the anger, the soul-crushing realization that someone chose money over us. But now, let's talk about the real gold I found in this mess. Because believe it or not, there was gold. This wasn't just about her leaving, it was about me finding myself. First, relationships. This experience showed me that true love isn't transactional. It's not about bank accounts or fancy cars. It's about shared values, laughter, genuine connection. It's about choosing someone, flaws and all, because you love them, not because of what they have. This breakup forced me to reevaluate what I truly want in a partner. Forget the superficial. Self-worth? Oh boy, that took a hit, but rebuilding it became my mission. I learned that my value isn't determined by someone else's opinion, especially not one based on my wallet. My worth is inherent. It's in my kindness, my strength, my resilience. It's in the things I've overcome. It's in me. And material possessions, seriously, they're just things. They don't fill the void. They don't buy happiness. That realization was profound. I spent months surrounded by stuff, thinking it would fill the emptiness, but it didn't. Real happiness comes from within. It comes from self-love, from pursuing your passions, from building genuine connections with people who cherish you for you. This whole journey forced me to prioritize self-love. It's not selfish, it's essential. It's about nurturing your mind, body, and soul. It's about setting boundaries, saying no, and prioritizing your well-being. It's about celebrating your achievements, big or small. This whole experience, as devastating as it was, propelled me towards that. It taught me how to be happy, truly happy, independent of external validation. I'm not saying I'm completely over it, but I am stronger, wiser, and happier than ever. And that's a victory, a huge victory. This journey, though painful, has been transformative. It taught me the invaluable lesson of self-reliance, self-acceptance, and ultimately, self-love. And that, my friends, is priceless. So, here we are, the end of this journey. It hasn't been easy reliving all of this. But you know what? Looking back, I see a stronger version of myself, a wiser one, for sure. And that's a pretty amazing thing. I'm not going to lie, there are still moments of quiet reflection, where I think about what happened. But those moments are fewer now. They're less painful. The anger, it's faded, replaced by a quiet understanding. I'm not bitter, honestly. I've learned so much about myself, about resilience, about strength, about what truly matters. It's not about the fancy cars or the big houses. It's about the quiet moments, the genuine connections, the love you share with those who truly cherish you. My aspirations? They've shifted. They're bigger, bolder, more focused on me, on my happiness, my personal growth. I'm pursuing passions I let slip away. I'm reconnecting with old friends. I'm building new, healthy relationships. Relationships based on mutual respect, not material possessions. And it feels amazing. Truly, like a weight has been lifted. This whole experience has taught me the immense power of self-love. It's a journey, I know. It takes time, it takes effort, but it's so worth it. You deserve to be loved for you, not your bank account or your possessions. Remember that. Never forget that. To everyone who's watched this video, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Your comments, your likes, your support, it's meant the world to me. Seriously, it's helped me more than you know. And to anyone out there going through something similar, please know you're not alone. Reach out, talk to someone, a friend, a family member, a therapist. There are people who care. There's support out there. You will get through this. You are stronger than you think. Believe in yourself. Believe in your future, because your future is bright. It truly is. Now go out there and make it amazing. Everyone, we're nearing the end of this journey. But before we go, I want to hear from you. This video's been a raw, real look at a painful experience. If you've been through something similar, please share your story in the comments below. Let's create a supportive community. Remember, respect is key. Let's keep it kind and constructive. We're all in this together. And if you found this video helpful, even a little bit, hit that subscribe button. More videos are coming, tackling tough topics with honesty and hope. We'll explore other aspects of heartbreak and healing, relationship dynamics, and building self-worth. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Finally, and this is really important, if you're struggling with a breakup, especially one that feels as jarring and unfair as mine was, please, please reach out for help. Talking to a professional can make all the difference. A therapist, counselor, or even a trusted friend can provide the support you need to navigate these difficult emotions. Don't suffer in silence. You deserve to heal and thrive. This whole experience, as devastating as it was, has taught me so much about myself, about resilience, and about the power of self-love. It's been a brutal lesson, but I wouldn't trade the growth I've experienced for anything. Remember, your worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion, especially not their bank account. You are worthy of love, happiness, and a life filled with joy. Believe in yourself, embrace your strength, and never, ever stop shining. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves.